Hey YouTube, this is Montana Mountain Man, and we're out here today doing a little duck hunting. So far not so good, really haven't seen anything flying. Maybe a few gunshots here and there. But today I am using a Mossberg 500. I'm using the heavy metal 12 gauge 1 1/4 ounce number 2 shot. Been doing pretty well. And then I brought my Browning as well with Black Cloud double BB just in case we see some geese. And then the Caribbean Cowboy is using his Remington Model 1100.
Doesn't that water just look inviting, like you'd just love to go in there and take a dip? If you're one of them, what do they call that, polar bear plungers? The ice on that water this morning, we had to break most of it up. It's about an inch thick. And no, I didn't do it. I'm retired. I've got 2 sons that do all that kind of manual labor now. I don't do that anymore. Age and rank does have its privileges. But we're out here today. Today's the 8th of November. We're going to see if we can get us a few birds in here. It's cold. It's really cold today. It really is. We've been down here since dark. We got set up. Not a whole lot of birds flying. I don't know where they're all at. But this is the only little pocket of water that we managed to find that wasn't froze over. So we couldn't get that many deeks out. We got about a dozen, and that's about it. You don't really want to congest a little pocket of water like this that's open, because if you do, the birds, when they come in, they try to land and there's no place for them to land. So you try not to use too many birds on little pockets of open water like this, because all we're wanting them to do is come within range and we can see about getting a shot at them. But if we get any birds, if things start picking up and moving, we'll go ahead and add a little bit more to this video. Typical day hunting, you never know what you're gonna get. So as things progress, we'll videotape some more. You know, people say duck hunters are crazy. We get up way before daylight, freezing cold temperatures. We come out here to play in the water, and the water is froze. Just to give you an idea, see if I can zoom in. That's how thick that ice is, and he's trying to break that up a little bit. Now, for those that are new to duck hunting or never duck hunted that much, when water starts to freeze over, if you can make a small pocket of open water, when the birds come in, they will try to land, because that's what they're looking for, is small little open pockets of water. The only thing that you do is you try not to oversaturate the area with decoys. And the reason why you don't want to do that is it's just, ducks are kind of like people. They like to have their space, and when they come in and they come into these decoys and they try to land, they don't like to fly into each other. So this little pocket of water that we're hunting on right here is probably, I don't know, it's probably about 40 feet by 40 feet or so. He managed to break most of this up this morning. There was a little bit of open water, but he managed to break up most of the ice. And you put out, sometimes when you're duck hunting, and especially with birds that are used to being shot at, they get very leery. And sometimes the smaller the duck spread that you use, meaning the smaller amount of decoys, the better you do, instead of using massive numbers, because the ducks start getting fairly smart. And like I said, when you're hunting small little ponds like this, or little pockets of water, you don't want to get too many decoys out, because, well, it just doesn't look natural. And you know, these birds, They're not stupid. If you're the other problem you have, the big mistake that I see a lot of duck hunters make, is you want to keep the decoys close to you, so that way when the birds come in and they try to land or buzz past your decoys, I see the birds flying. What you want to do is keep your shots ideally 35 yards or less. I try to keep the birds as close to me as I can. That way, if you cripple them, you can get to them faster instead of watching them swim away, especially if you're hunting open water. And even if you have a dog, I've seen dogs get run pretty ragged trying to chase a crippled duck or goose down on the water. People don't really realize how fast them birds are on water, but they are pretty fast. Not saying that a dog can't catch them. I'm just saying that they're really fast. They'll dive under the water, come up in the cattails or the reeds. They find a place to hide because they're used to hiding from predators anyway. Hawks, eagles, falcons, coyotes. You know, predators. They're used to hiding, and even as brightly plumed as your male species of ducks are, you would be surprised how well they blend into these cattails and reeds and all of that. So I just thought I'd give that little tip and pointer about using decoys. And the other thing you don't want to do is you don't want to get your decoys bunched up too tight. Always try to keep your decoys a few feet apart. Looks a little more natural that way.
Is that a goose out there?
You don't want to get them bunched up too close together where they're banging together. I can't tell what that is.
Can't tell if it's a goose.
Doesn't look like a goose. I think it's a swan. Yeah, it's a swan. And that's the other thing. Here in Montana, you're allowed to hunt swans. You have to do it by permit. And
that could be a hawk too.
they only issue so many of them. So you're not just allowed to shoot those willy-nilly. We do have snow geese, and we have quite a few varieties of ducks: mallards, pintail, widgeon, teal. Even managed to get a few redheads, and haven't seen any canvasbacks yet, but yeah, you know, they're around. But anyway, as we progress, I'll go ahead and keep going on this video, but figured while it was a little slow, I'd throw in a few tips and pointers for those of you, because you know, if you don't duck hunt with somebody that is an avid duck hunter and you're trying to learn on your own, you make a lot of mistakes, and it can get really frustrating. And it's kind of like, you know, everything else. When you have somebody that's willing to teach you and give you a few tips along the way, sure makes your life a lot easier. Hey everybody, these are antelope, and I have an antelope tag. There's only one little problem: wrong area. I just happened to see these things coming down the road from our little duck hunting trip, and I thought that I'd get them on video for you. This is only a small little piece of them. There's probably about 30 or 40 of them out here, but I just thought I would show you what they look like. There's a buck right there. Not a bad looking little buck. A big antelope buck will go about 110, 120 pounds, so they're not really all that big, but just a little bonus footage from a duck hunt that was unsuccessful, but we did get to see a few antelope, so I thought I would put this in the video for you. Hope you enjoy.